Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? Today is Sunday, October the 11th, 2020. This is episode 88 of the Affiliate Party Podcast. What are you doing today? Today is Sunday. What are your plans? Do you have any plans? You know what I normally do on Sundays? A whole lot of nothing. But that's just me. But anyway, before we get started, we're going to get started right now. I want to tell you about a little book that I started reading. You know, I try to read a book every week. It's a book that I needed to read. Woo! It's a book that I needed to read. It's called, I had this book for a while, but I decided to pull it out this week because, I need to read it. It's called The 5 Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts. It's a book by Gary Chapman. It's not a very long book. It's like 100-something pages, not 200 pages. And it just talks about, because, people need to be loved in different ways. This is something that I've had to learn the hard way because, sometimes I'm a tough cookie when it comes to love, and I know my wife loves me and everything, and I love my wife deeply. I love my wife dearly, but sometimes I believe I do not express myself the way that she needs me to express myself to her, Like, I could tell my parent, I could tell everybody, I say, I love my wife to death, but I don't think I enunciate that enough to her. I don't think I tell her enough in enough different ways. And I think that she needs to be told in different ways. I think she needs to be shown in different ways. So I highly recommend this book if you are like me sometimes and you can seem kind of, because sometimes I can come off kind of cold, a little cold to the touch. So I don't want to be cold to my wife. I don't want to seem that way because I'm not trying to be that way. But sometimes I just give off those vibes. And so this book, I've read this book and I've learning some things, and it's very eye-opening, and I'm like, oh shit. Of course, we try not to curse these days on the podcast. I think we're doing a pretty good job this week of not using profanity because, you well know, this is a professional broadcast now. This is not a joke. This is episode 88. We are cranking them out. But so if you're like me, and sometimes you might have a little trouble expressing yourself, or you don't actually quite know how to, do all that sometimes, then get the book, The 5 Love Languages. You can go to your local library, or you can buy the book like I did, and that should help you. And as you well know, this week we talked a lot about. This week we talked about a lot about mindset on the podcast. We do talk about a lot of mindset things because, well, you have to have you want to be in the right mental space when you're trying, because this is, I know we probably said this before, but trying something, you're doing something new, you're on a new adventure. You're like, I was about to say we're like Columbus, but Columbus didn't discover anything, so that's a bunch of hogwash, right? So of course, sorry, but it is what it is. But we are on an adventure. We are on a journey. We are on a course, and we are discovering new things about ourselves. Now, the thing about this whole process, this whole journey is, it's just you, it's just you. It's not a people thing. It's not a, because as I said before, it's not a, your family. Of course, your family's gonna support you. Your wife, your mother, your brother, your husband, whoever, whatever. They support you no matter what you do, no matter what it is. But this journey of online marketing, being your own boss, making $50,000, $100,000 a month, or whatever you want to make. This is about you. This is about the person. This is about the person in the mirror. This is not about anybody else. I know a lot of people like to say, I'm doing this for this and I'm doing this for that. Yeah, I'm doing it for my wife and I'm doing it for the greater good of us, and we want to have a child, and of course I want to have my parents out and my brother. But at the end of the day, this is about me, and this is the one time that, because I have been selfish in the past, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it with you. I have been selfish when it comes to a lot of different things, my time, my this, my that, and other, but it wasn't a good kind of selfish, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like the best way to be selfish. Now this, you have to be selfish. You have to say, hey, I'm going to take a block of time. It's just like, you want to write, you want to do anything, you want to do the podcast, you want to do the video, you have to say, hey, I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to do work on this at this time. This is the time I need, because if I told you before, some people like to write in the morning. Some people like to write in the evening. It just depends on who you are. So whatever time you need, you have to tell your, whoever that wants some of your time, you have to tell them, hey, I need creative space. I need to be selfish for this moment, because this moment is for the greater good. This moment is about other people, but more importantly, this moment is about you. This is about what you want to do, because this is something that you want to do. Because, as I said before, if you're listening to this podcast, you are looking for something else. You are looking for greatness. You want to be great in a business, in a company that you want to run. Not, we say this ad nauseum, greatness is already in you. I know this, you know this. Greatness is already there. But we want to do great things. So this is the one time in your life that you should be selfish. Don't be selfish when it comes to, just, everything else. Don't be that person, Don't be that, don't be that man or woman who's just like, oh, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that because I don't want to. I'm selfish, Don't be selfish. Avoid that. You avoid that and you avoid headaches, trust me. But you definitely want to be selfish when it comes to this, when it comes to the job. When it comes to running a business, you have to be, you want to dig deep. You want to look inside yourself, and you want to say, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. This is why I'm here, So you have to be selfish, because, I record these podcasts. So every night I need, every night, every morning, whenever I record them, I need, 30 minutes to myself. So I put my phone. Now I've learned, I text my wife, I go, I'm about to record a podcast, I'll put the phone on airplane mode, and then I will, in 30 minutes, once I'm done, or however long it takes, then I will take it back off airplane mode, and I will text her and say, I'm done, so whenever you want to call, you can call. But you have to let people be aware of what you have to let people know that you are doing something, you're like, hey, greatness is within me, and I am doing this for the world, because, I know a lot of people say, yeah, we are here to make money, and you will make money, but something that, Zig Ziglar says, he says, the more people you help, the more they will help you when it comes to monetary wise. So you definitely want to be, you don't have to be, you don't have to be like a tyrant when it's come. You don't have to be like, hey, buy this, buy that, buy that. But the more people you help, the more you give of yourself. Be selfish of your time when you're trying to do this thing, but be giving, be loving towards your customers, be giving and loving towards, your family. Be thankful that they are here to help you out, And so reading this book has helped me, realize, a lot of things have helped me in the last month or so, realize that I have been, sometimes I can be a selfish jerk. I can be a complete ass sometimes. But the only thing that I want to be selfish about, for me, the only thing I want to be selfish about from here on out is the time I use for my business. The time I use to do the podcast, the time I use to write. those are the times I'm going to be selfish. Everything else, just life happening, just, reading, this book, and, just thinking about a lot of different things in the last month has led me to realize that. And of course, if you think about it, I'm like, has being selfish, has being this, being that, has that hurt me in my business? Now, I can't answer that. I don't know. But I have done some good, but I know I can do better. You know what I mean? So I have turned over a new leaf. That's what I'm telling you. Me myself, I know in this podcast, sometimes I say I a lot and me a lot, but I'm just giving you my perspective. I'm not here to talk about anybody else. I'm not here to discuss, Joe Blow down the street. I talk about you, the people that are listening, the people I appreciate. The audience, I talk about you and I talk about me, and that's it. It's not about this person, that person, not about this other affiliate marketer, that other affiliate marketer. It's about me, it's about you, because we are on a journey ourselves. That's why you're listening, that's why you tune in, that's why I talk. I'm here to give to you, and you are here to receive, and you will give to, your audience and things of that nature. So I know a lot of times, and I even hear it in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, another I story, But when I talk about me, I talk about me from my point of view, my failures, my, positives, everything that has happened in my life, everything that I know that I could do better or that I have done good. We talk about, we discuss, and it's for you, it's for your benefit. So, cause like I told you before, sometimes it took me like 6 months to actually really get started, because I just had this thing of like, am I good enough to do this? Am I good enough to do that? So I don't want people to be like me and just think that they're not good enough. I want people to realize that they are good, they are great. Greatness is already all within us, that we just have to let it out. You just have to because everybody has something. Everybody has something to say. It's just, when are you going to say it? Who are you going to say it to? That's the thing. It's not about, I know who's going to listen to me. Who am I? You are great. And if you know who you are and you know where you want to go, it's just like, hey, start the channel. A lot of people start, Twitter account, YouTube, whatever you have to do. Just get it started. Just go for it. You know what I mean? So, that's it for today. Be selfish with your time when it comes to working on your business. But don't be as I like to say, don't be like me. Don't be a selfish ass. Okay? And everything else, I've had to learn the hard way. I had to fall on my face a couple different times to learn that being selfish, being a me is not going to get you anywhere in life. Thank goodness that I married a beautiful woman who's understanding and patient and kind and everything else. I love her to pieces. I appreciate her more and more every day. Listen. One thing about life, you don't want to marry the wrong person, because that can set you back quite a few bits, especially if you're trying to do something like this, especially if you're trying to go for greatness. You don't want to be having to monkey around with anything or anybody, so, hold on to the ones that love you, hold on to them tight. Let them know that you appreciate them. Please, just like my parents, sometimes I don't tell them enough, like I tell my mom I love, but I don't tell them, how much they mean to me, how much they help me out throughout my life, you know what I mean? So, from them to my brother to my wife, even my friends, they're all right, but nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I know we talked today. I know it's been 15 minutes. It might seem like it doesn't seem like nonsense. I remember never apologize for what you say either. Like, I'm talking about as far as if you say something that's but whenever I do the podcast, every now and then, I remember one time I was like, I'm sorry for something I was talking about, and I was like, you know what, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to say I'm sorry for this, I'm sorry for that, because no, this is from the heart. This is me talking to you. This is you listening. reciprocating, and you take it how you want to take it, Some people gonna like it, some people ain't gonna like it. It is what it is, at the end of the day. But anyway, check out the book, The 5 Love Languages. It's a very good book. It'll help you out. It can help you with your relationship. It can help you with your friendships. I mean, some of you might already have that stuff down pat. Me, I'm like a caveman, so I didn't have it down pat. I am the son of Walter Rizano. Shout out. But anyway, that's it for today. Hope you enjoy this week's podcast. We'll be back. Of course, we will be back tomorrow with a new week episodes. I hope you're enjoying the podcast. As I say every weekend, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend. This is the greatest podcast in the universe. My name is Tony Rizano. We will talk to you tomorrow. And as always, everybody, peace.